Welcome back to Benny's Custom Works, proudly supported by Valvoline and Sparesbox. Don't forget Benny 5 on checkout. This week, we've finally dragged the Lexus out of my backyard and we're going to be doing a few little things to it. And we're going to go and do a track day with some friends. So a few things to come. Then we are off to Pheasant Wood for laps of a non-skidding nature. Pajero! This is the handiest non-ute vehicle I have. They look huge in the back of it. Too ambitious. Like we have this front seat, cargo hold, active seat management. You look tired. Over and out.
That was bloody fast. You should be taking the Padge to the track with a time like that.
You're probably not wrong. Ultrasonic bath noise. Just zzzz. Sounds like someone's welding in the background. I actually came in when I pulled up in the driveway. I'm like, what's that air leak? My nut soup is finished. It actually did clean all the rust out of them. Most of the rust out of them. Something to be very mindful when you are doing an oil change is to make sure that the old O-ring is removed when you do your service. Sometimes, as in this case, they can stick to the oil filter housing or the sandwich plate. And yeah, if you double stack these, guarantee the old one will blow out. And it won't blow out straight away, it'll blow out after you drive the thing 5 Ks down the road. And then you're gonna be up for all sorts of mess. The EPA is gonna get involved and you're gonna get a tilt tray. So lots and lots of money for a 5-cent O-ring. So make sure that you do remove these when you are doing your service, because otherwise you're gonna have headaches. No, the tire doesn't hit the oil filter for everyone worried about it. So much room for activities. Unless the tire grows 4 inches, it's not gonna hit it. It's not gonna grow 4 inches. I've gone a little bit thicker on the oil.
Reasoning?
Well, I saw a lot of burnout people at Summer Nights running this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And if this will keep an LS alive when burnouts, it's gonna keep it alive for drifting.
Touch wood.
Shut up. Well, we've got the oil and filter and tyres knocked over, so now we're going to chuck it on the trailer and head to Pheasant Wood for some lapping fun times. Embarrassingly, I'm pretty confident that this had an oil pressure issue about a year ago and I parked the car up and actually forgot about it. We're still experiencing exactly the same result today. The oil pressure just drops away, and my theory, I think at the time, was either that the oil pickup O-ring was incorrect or the oil pump check valve was hung open. That's still my theory now, so I think what we're actually gonna do is chuck it back on the trailer and go back to the shop and pull it apart today. Then we at least know where we stand, and maybe I can get some parts to fix it next week, because we're already committed to an event in early February, so I really want to get the car finished and get it to that event. So yeah, fingers crossed it's an easy fix. My game plan will be to get a new oil pump regardless, but it'll be nice to get the oil pump off today and just be able to inspect it. And yeah, also replace that oil pump pickup O-ring because I believe there are 2 different oil pump O-rings on LS. So I want to make sure that we get the correct one. So that may be a compounding issue. We already run a Warspeed pickup brace, so I'm not worried about that particular part. But yeah, there's definitely something that doesn't add up at the moment. So I want to rip the whole thing apart and remedy it because yeah, I'm tired of coming to the track and driving the car with no oil pressure because I really don't want to break another LS because they're expensive and they're not cheap to fix or get parts for like everyone makes out. So we're going to throw it back on the trailer and go back and pull it apart because we're about 3 hours before I have to go and be at a dinner. So we'll see what we can do in the time we've got, but fingers crossed. There was no metal in the oil this morning. Now we'll drop the oil out and see what it looks like. Sparkle, sparkle. Hopefully not. For the oil pressure to not come up with thicker oil in it, that's why I think it's definitely a regulation issue. But whether it's, well, when I say a regulation issue, it may be that it's not pulling the oil up. Like it could be cavitating past the O-ring and then it's not making oil pressure that way. Remember to take a photo of your accessory belt before you take it off like I did. Gian told me to say that. Blink twice if you're under duress.
It's all staged. This whole thing's staged.
Yeah, I actually knew it was broken before I went to the track. Which, I mean, that's actually not entirely a lie, but I'd forgotten that it was broken. So, I am pleased that I haven't broken it further, nor did I oil down the track. Yes. Big thanks to the guys at Pheasant Wood, actually. We got invited out there today with the MCM crew, so that was a good bit of fun. And we'll most definitely be back out there again when I finally work out what my oil pressure issue is. When I put a 2J in it.
Why did you say it so seriously?
I don't know. I'm not putting a 2J in and I can't afford to. But you have all that YouTube money. If only they knew. At least I didn't take it to Summer Nuts and break it again like I did last time I went to Summer Nuts.
Is this an expensive golf stick?
No, that's actually a really handy tip. If you know any golf pros, go and friend them up and get all their old fitting shafts as bonnet stays because they work fantastically. And a lot of them actually throw golf shafts out after a couple of years. So go and talk to your local pro, get a free golf shaft hopefully, or a cheap one. Because half the time fitting clubs are useless after their shaft's no longer current. 7-iron shaft, that's a hybrid shaft, but get a 7-iron shaft. They will know what I'm talking about. They as in the golf pros. I'm not going to say where I got my one from because he won't appreciate getting 700 messages for free golf shafts. And I've got them all here anyway. You know when you start to do something and then you really regret it?
Yes.
I'm here now. The headers are probably cool enough that I can strap them now at least. If I loop the strap around itself and then run this strap through the strap brace, it's not going anywhere.
Yep.
I'll even twing the strap to prove a point.
You're just trying to support the engine so you can unbolt.
Unbolt the cross member. Now I wouldn't normally recommend to lift your engine off a strap brace, but this is actually quite a robust strap brace. But I still wouldn't recommend it, so don't do it. Do as I say, not as I do. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. 100% that strap will sag, and it's not actually rated for suspended weight. So again, don't do that. But it's not going anywhere. Oh, that's interesting. It used to be cable tied to the oil lines. Obviously the last time the engine was out, I didn't cable tie the lines back in. The steering knuckle. That straight away, bang.
Nice.
Well, that's positive.
What are you thinking?
Well, there's no chunks in the pan.
Lovely.
There's no like expensive sparkles.
Lovely.
Horse.
That's a new one.
What?
Horse.
You can use that one if you like.
Thank you.
Anytime. So I'm gonna need a pan gasket at a minimum. I can actually put that crossmember back up now. Don't need any clearance to it anymore. Like the clearance part's sorted. Well, I can't really tell if that's good, bad, or indifferent.
In reference to that O-ring.
Yeah, like, I mean, it felt like it had a positive fit, but it also didn't feel like it came out that nicely.
It didn't fall out.
So I wonder if the section's too large and it's actually, like, you know, when they squash out. I almost want this to be stuck open, because if this isn't the problem,
It's something else.
the jury's still out, but I would have thought that it would have come out. Nothing's really pointing to your shit's
Now it is.
What would I do without you? There's definitely some sparkles in that pickup. Which, I mean, if there's sparkles in the pickup, there's probably sparkles in the check valve. Like, I don't love that it doesn't sit level. Like, it's just, I don't know, just concerning. Well, we've got the car completely apart, the sump's out, and I've just put the crossmember back in because I do actually need to get the car off the hoist to do real work tomorrow, not play with my stupid race cars. The jury's still a little bit out, but the check valve, which I have in my hand, or the oil pressure relief valve, I should say, a little bit sticky in the bore. I'm not stoked about it, so regardless, this oil pump's gonna get replaced. The O-ring, I also don't know which is the correct one. There's two different O-rings for LS pickups. There's a black one and a blue one. I can't tell you which one's which, and I also don't know what pickup that technically is. So I'm gonna send some photos to a mate who does more LS stuff than me, and he's gonna tell me what oil pump to use because I just go off the internet of what they've told me to use before. So I'm gonna actually consult someone who puts these engines together for a living rather than just reading the internet and following YouTube videos. But yeah, all in all, not super stressed. There's no metal in the pan, which means I probably haven't done any more damage than what was already going on inside there. So fingers crossed I can get this thing back together for a couple of $100 and not have to go and spend another 10 grand rebuilding the engine for a third time. LS's for the win. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Cars.